30 seconds. Good afternoon. I am President of the Commission, Christina Lambert. I am filling in for the mayor, who is unavailable right now. Today is Monday, May 12th, 2025, 4 p.m., and we are convening the City of West Palm Beach Community Redevelopment Agency meeting. At this time, I have been handed a stack of public comments. Board, I wanted to have you all weigh in on this. We have probably about 30 minutes worth of non-agenda public comments. I'd like to get a motion to move them to the end of the meeting if you think that's appropriate, so that we make sure we get through the business of the meeting. Let's get through it quickly so that we allow everyone time to speak at the end.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Comment?
Yeah, so there's none of those are actually related to any of the agenda items?
There are 9 here that are all general comment. And then there are additional general comment, but non-speaking.
Okay, just as long as, I'm okay with it as long as none of it related to the agenda.
Right, clerk, there's no more that are on for speaking on agenda items. Okay, that's correct.
Perfect.
Okay, there's a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, so those who came to speak for public comment, we're going to get through our meeting quickly. We just only have an hour and want to make sure that we have enough time to get through the business, and then we'll call you all up for public comment. So at this time, I will take any comments from any of the city commissioners, and we'll start with you, Commissioner Fox.
No comments, thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Peduzzi?
No comment, thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Ward?
None, thank you.
And Commissioner Warren?
No comments.
Okay, we're moving through quickly. All right, we will then see if there's any additions, deletions, or a reorganization of the agenda.
No, Madam President.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Roog. And moving on to the consent calendar. Are there any discussion related to the consent calendar?
I had one comment.
Yes.
Chris, under 6.2, is the member the owner of the business located in Northwood Pleasant City? Is that currently filled, or we're working on that? It says currently filled, but I thought that position was open.
It is open.
It is open?
Yes.
Is it just a typo? Okay.
Yes, that's my mistake,
Okay,
Commissioner.
just making sure.
Yeah.
Thank you. No further comments.
Mr. Roog, do we need to make any changes to that item?
No, because the appointment item, that's just some outdated information under that one of the person who currently represents. But it doesn't affect the resolution because it appoints Robin Galante.
Great, thank you so much. I'll entertain a motion.
Move approval of the items on consent.
Second.
There's been a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Thank you. Moving on to Resolution 7.1. Resolution number 25-17, authorizing the commencement of negotiations with TJ Spot LLC for the terms of a short-term lease at 901 North Tamarind Avenue in West Palm Beach, Florida.
Hello, board members. Jade Green, Deputy Director with the CRA, here to present Resolution 2517, proposing to commence negotiations for the site at 901 North Tamarind. The agenda for this presentation, we're going to review the location, the timeline of this notice of disposition, the proposal we received, CRA's project pathways, and I'll be available to take any questions. Just to refresh your memory, this location is on Tamarind Avenue between 8th and 9th Street. Right now we have DeBest Barbecue, who will be relocating to his new location as well, that is just adjacent to this property. These two pictures are the current site. CRA acquired this property in 2022. Its previous use was an auto sales location. On the other side of this lot to the right is where they would keep all of the cars. Again, another view from Tamarind Avenue. Just to review, this notice of disposition was posted on February 9th and closed March 11th. We did receive only one proposal, and that was from TJ Spot. We are now here to propose commencing negotiations for a lease agreement, and then the CRA will come back to you, board, with that agreement, either at our June or July meeting. Just to review the proposal we received, the current business model is a pop-up skating rink that has appeared at some of our CRA and city events, but she does do different events around Palm Beach County, particularly targeting low-income neighborhoods to provide a sort of outlet, recreational outlet for kids and families. In her proposal, she's proposing to occupy a semi-permanent space, still as an outdoor skating rink. That'll include some youth fitness and wellness programs, along with continuing her family events. She proposed creating 3 to 5 full-time jobs. She did ask for a $95K development grant to outfit the site, and proposed a rental rate under this lease of $800 a month. Again, that will be evaluated in the negotiations. Just to give some context, this is the current site on the left side of your screen, and on the right would be the proposed development of the site to fit TJ's spot. The CRA did do a quick economic analysis by our economic manager, Robbie Sammy. Just in reviewing her wages and proposal, wage expenditure impact estimated at $218,000, and evaluating her property and sales tax at $41,000 and $52,000. We came to about a subtotal of economic impact of $311,000 per year. At our board meeting in February, the board did express some concerns about the CRA's original plans to rehab that existing building, and how much that cost would be in comparison of this proposal would be a temporary activation, because the CRA does have plans, hopefully in the future, to have a bigger mixed-use development occur on that site. So the CRA did take that feedback and explored some other options of a container that could possibly be reused. So on this chart here, on the left under rehab existing, that was the current cost it would have took with the CRA's original plans, about $298,000, a contractor quote, to rehab that existing building. We then explored what it would cost to do a new container in that middle column of new modular structure, including the demo of the site, some permit revisions, and installing ADA bathrooms, with the total cost of having a new container being $283,000. And then all the way to your right, we explored a used container, refurbishing containers that the CRA already does have, and how much that cost would be, including the demolition permit revision and improvements to that container, and that came out at about $214,000. So just looking at, in comparison, total rehab of the building to that used structure is about an $84,000 cost savings. New to use modular structure is about $69,000. So the CRA does agree that the used modular structure that could be used after, once we do our bigger project, would be worth the cost savings at $84,000. The CRA did talk to our planning department to confirm that there were no prohibitions against containers in the area. In addition, we did confirm that the current building is not designated historic. And again, when we do our lease negotiations, we will explore all these costs as we get to a final agreement with the proposal. With that, I am available for any questions. Staff does recommend approval to commence negotiations for Resolution 2517. Thank you.
Thank you so much for the presentation. If you don't mind going back just to the comparison of the pricing for a moment.
Yes.
I appreciate that we're looking at different price points. Can you just tell us the difference, besides one being used and one being new, of the modular component, and just making sure that once we get the used one, should that move forward, that there aren't other unexpected expenses?
With the new, the company would be providing their own container, so that's why that cost is additional. The used, they They would actually, we have about, I think, 4 containers that are just sitting out at a city property, being unused, collecting dust. So we have one, and they're going to actually use the 2 other extras if any new pieces needed to be added or any new additions that wouldn't have been included in that original. So we're kind of planning for those extra costs, because if we only had 1 container, they would only be trying to outfit in that one. It's great that we have the other 2 that are unused in case they need additional parts. So as of right now, we're not anticipating any extra costs with refurbishing, because we do have spare containers that could compensate for those.
Great. Questions, commissioners? Yes, Commissioner Doozy?
Thank you. If you could go back to that chart as well. So if we go with the used modular, is that the all-inclusive price, or have you calculated in the cost of moving it from the city property to the new property? Is that all included?
That is all included.
Okay.
They will actually take the container to their facility to do all the refurbishing and then bring it to the site. That's all included.
Okay, follow up. Is it the same contractor for the rehab, for the one that would be rehab existing versus the new versus the used modular? Is it the same contractor?
It is not the same contractor for the actual container, but we are going to use that contractor for some of the site improvements like landscaping and things like that. So that same contractor will be used for all the site improvements around the container, not the actual container.
Okay, thank you.
Commissioner Ward?
So the landscaping, because I know that there's a request for the 95,000. That's not included in this, is it? That's on top, and that would be for,
That will be on top if we do provide a grant to them for the other site improvements, yes.
okay, but then she'd be providing 800 in rent each month.
That the rent has not been confirmed. That's
Okay.
just her proposed
Proposal.
rent and her proposal. So we will definitely evaluate the actual rental price while we're doing negotiations.
Okay. But the landscaping is part of that amount, the 214 that you were,
The
if you did the
214,
used, all of these are including that landscaping that you
Yes.
showed? Okay, thanks.
Commissioner Warren?
Thank you. I think that it's great to look at this spot and how it can be activated with people that are vested in the community. It has been vacant for a very long time, contributing to blight for a very long time. So I'm looking forward to moving forward at this location. But I do have a couple of questions. I also have a question about the $95,000 development grant. What exactly is that? And is there additional funding sources or grant sources that the applicant has pursued to contribute toward this, or are we looking solely at leveraging city funds for this project?
those grants would include any specific outfits for the actual skating rink. So, particular to her business. So we do have redevelopment grants, within our budget that, she could apply for. I do not believe, and she's sitting here, if she's pursued any other grants to assist with that transition into the semi-permanent space. But the grant dollars she's applying for would include outfitting the space for her business.
Would it be appropriate to ask the applicant to speak to that issue for
Certainly.
us, to let us know what that looks like? Because I want to see where it is that the applicant is looking for additional sources and what it is that's being brought to the city to be able to bring this project to fruition.
Okay.
Certainly, and maybe you could also just, please, join us right here, share a little bit about the things that you've done to prepare yourself thus far as a business owner.
Okay, so I'm Tawana Till. I'm the owner and founder of the TJ Spot Pop-Up Roller Skating Rink, and these are my other co-founders. The J Crew, Jamarcus, and Jordan is with me today. I have not applied for any other grant as of yet. I do have the BBIC on my side. I told them that I didn't want to do anything in regards to my pop-up, that I'm operating solely on my own and finding my businesses and all of my clients right now. I didn't want to do any other grants or loans or any other thing until I got this, which was my baby that I'm incubating right now. So as of right now, the answer is no. I have not applied for any other grants in regards to this project. Yes?
Commissioner Warren, any other follow-up?
Yeah, I'm just curious because when you look at your financial stability for it. And I think that everyone wants you to be very successful in this endeavor. I think that you should feel that from this body. I just want to be sure that you've been very thoughtful and intentional in every aspect as it relates to the success of the TJ spot, because it is going to require a substantial financial contribution, and I think that it's important to look at where those sources of funds will come from, and recognizing that the city is not necessarily the end all to fulfilling the needs for the business being successful.
Right, and that's why I set up for my backup being the Quantum, if needed, as well as BBIC for funding once this, went over. I didn't want to apply for anything right now because it was not needed. But as time went on and the RFP is submitted, then I can go back and say, hey, this is where I am, because I've been working hand in hand with them up until this point. So now I can say, hey, this has gone through, let's proceed forward. That's where we are. So yes, I can still apply as of today, but nothing has been applied for right now.
And Jade, you can
Yes.
confirm this is the commencement of the negotiations, correct? And so there'll be plenty of time for the owner to then follow up on these others that she's discussing?
Yes.
Correct.
Thank you.
Fantastic. So this would serve as kind of that starting point and give you the security that you need to be
Yes.
able to go after those and show the other funders that you have something.
Yes, yes,
build on.
because it was definitely not needed for my pop-up business. We bring the rink directly to our clients, and I charge them up front for the service that we provide. So all of the skates and everything else of me providing my inventory that came from the Mayor's Jumpstart Academy when I first started out. And then the revenue that I've been making has been able, amplifying me to buy other inventory that I've needed. So I haven't needed those grants or the other resources. And also the Quantum had provided me with a $10,000 grant to fund my business as well. So anything bigger has not been needed up until this point of me securing this location. And now I have that in my pocket. I can say, hey, you guys, I have something bigger, which they already know about, and then we could go ahead and proceed.
Thank you. Commissioner Fox?
Thank you so much. I'm so excited about this. I have seen you at so many of our CRA events, Winter in Paradise and City Place. I've seen the pop-up everywhere. It's always has a waiting list, line. I mean, just waiting for kids to get in. So I think having a permanent spot is going to be, or semi-permanent, is going to be, fantastic for the neighborhood too. Since we've had the PAL close, there's a lot of kids looking for more activities in the neighborhood, and I think this is just going to be one of many to come. I recently did hear the police are working on the PAL building to hopefully renovate that, so that hopefully there will be partnerships that in your future that you can collaborate with the kids there. So I'm really excited about this. I think the fact that we are just working on the contract right now, it will give you a much better opportunity to apply for grants. I think it's very hard to apply for a grant when you don't actually have a commitment of the space. So I think that is, this is an exciting first step. You're also a homeowner in the neighborhood, only blocks away, and so you're always eyes and ears on the street for us, and I think just having you there is going to be giving the whole neighborhood a sense of confidence that, somebody that just really loves the neighborhood and wants to see it thrive. And that's exactly, I think, the kind of businesses that we need more of in this city. So I'm so excited to be supporting this tonight. I'm so excited for your future and for your co-founders, and look forward to opening day and hopefully getting some skates on.
Thank you.
Chris, I just want to say thank you to you and your staff for going back. I recall we had a lot of questions on this when it came up before. While we're very supportive of this project and the work that you've done, Ms. Teal, in the city, I think that we found another way to make this work. Was there another question, Commissioner Warren?
No, I have another comment.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I just want to say that I'm looking forward to supporting this as well. And I'm really excited about local entrepreneurship that can hire local people, that can bring people from the community and provide them with something that they can be very proud of. So looking forward to supporting this.
Thank you, guys.
Excellent, thank you. I'll entertain a motion.
I move to approve resolution number 2517.
Second.
The motion has been moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, moving on to resolution number 25-24, approving a second amendment to agreement for conveyance of real estate for the property location at 520 Northwood Road.
Good afternoon, Kelsey King, CRA Project Manager, presenting Skunk Works Conveyance Agreement Extension via Resolution 25-24. So on today's agenda, we'll discuss the background of the business, location, timeline, and then I'll provide some construction progress photos, and then we'll end with staff recommendation. I'll take any questions from the board. So Skunk Works had previously submitted a bid in 2019 to convert the location at 520 Northwood into a barrel house. Their proposal had set a purchase price at $15,000. However, the property was conveyed at no cost to them under the condition that they are not eligible for any additional incentives from the agency. And therefore, the board had passed Resolution 20-56, approving the conveyance of 520 Northwood to Skunk Works in January of 2020 as a purchase and sale agreement. During that initial agreement, they were not able to meet the construction deadline, and therefore the board had passed Resolution 25-17 in May of 2024 that allowed for a one-year extension for completion of the build-out. Just to give some frame of reference, 520 is in the upper left-hand corner, facing Northwood Road. It is also indicated by the red star on the map. It is going to be a controlled climate space with 300 wooden caskets and will operate as a brewery tap room once completed. So there were multiple delays with the first agreement that caused it to lapse. Two of those reasons being that the title was not in owner's name when permitting was submitted. Second reason being that the design was changed from a one-story concept to a three-story concept, and then the owner had reverted back to the original design due to feedback from their contractor. This led the board again to approving the first extension, which was last year in May, for an additional year. During that timeline, the building permit has just been issued 2 months ago on March 7th of 2025, and therefore they were unable to meet construction deadlines as outlined in that first extension. And so we are here today proposing a second amendment to further extend it for not an additional year, but until December 1st, under the condition that it is the last extension, and then again, until they have, until December 1st. Just to show the board the construction progress that has happened since the building permit has been issued in March. 3 photos here indicating all the work that has been done thus far. And staff recommends the approval of Resolution 25-24 as it is in support of achievement of Goal 2 in our strategic finance plan, which is to promote targeted businesses as a way of revitalizing existing buildings and vacant lots in the Northwood Village area. And with that, I'll take any questions from the board.
Thank you so much. Commissioners, any questions? Commissioner Peduzzi?
Thank you for the presentation, and I'm certainly all for, redeveloping, revitalizing this area. What concerns me is this dates back to 2019, and I know that there was at least one other interested party that on a technicality was disqualified. And here we are in 2025 with not a lot having occurred. So maybe this is a better question, not for staff, but let me ask staff this. Do you believe that this operator that was chosen and who we ultimately conveyed this property to for $0 has done all that they can do to move this project forward in a spirit of good faith?
Thank you for that question. So staff does believe that the owner has done everything in good faith. We've had multiple discussions with them on the delays and what they can do, and knowing that their building permit has just been issued and that they are fully committed to bringing this to the finish line. Their contractor has also indicated to us that they should be fully completed before the December 1st deadline. So we do have full faith that it will be completed by that time.
Thank you. Any other questions? Yeah, Commissioner Ward?
So if we extend and we have to come back again, we have the full right to get out of this. There's not going to be any issues if we say, hey, we've given enough extensions, time's up.
So thank you for that question. Under normal circumstances, that is what would happen, right? So the property would be conveyed back to us, and then we would have to go out for a rebid. It would be public solicitation all over again, and we'd have to go through that whole process. So yes, the property would come back to us, and we'd have to do the process again.
Okay, thank you.
Just a clarification, you said under normal circumstances? So that'd be these circumstances?
So I say that because in every situation, it's a little different. And so we haven't clarified with legal, the process right now. So once we get that understanding and what it would look like once we hit that deadline, what stance we're in, what, posture we're in to actually take the building back.
Okay. Are the owners here?
Yes.
I think that we'd all like to see this move forward, as I'm sure of most people would like to see that. So we very much hope we can do whatever we can to see this to fruition. Thank you. Any other comments, commissioners? Commissioner Peduzzi?
Yeah, just one follow-up. So I believe if I saw it correctly on the screen, the building permit was issued March of 2025?
Correct.
So only a couple of months ago. Did they
Correct.
apply for this permit in a timely manner? March of 2025 seems a long way away from the 2021 or the 2019 inception date of this whole project.
Yes, and I'm going to defer to Steve to that, but the background that I can give from our previous extension, there were deadlines outlined in the agreement, right, from the first extension, and one of it was that he had to submit building permits by a date certain, and he did do that. So the application for the building permit was submitted by a date in June, but there were delays due to revisions in the building permit process. But if you want more information, I can absolutely have Steve come up and explain it.
And one follow-up. Not that I want to go back and revisit it, but could you remind me of the circumstances surrounding the the proposal that we received, or the bid we received at what, 25,000 or 15,000, and why we conveyed this for $0?
Unfortunately, I don't have that information.
I just can't remember either.
Yeah.
So I'll do my best because it was also before my time as executive director. But the building in its current form didn't have a roof, so it was in pretty blighted shape. In the instance that it was going to take a tremendous amount of investment in order to make it usable. So because this agreement, there is no contribution from the CRA other than the actual parcel, and it's all being privately funded. And as a result of that, I had to go back and do the historical research on it, that was probably the reason why we conveyed it, Commissioner, at no cost, was just because that was our contribution to the project, understanding that all of the investment was going to be put in by the private sector.
Follow-up. Would that have been approved by this body, the CRA board, or would that have been something administratively that your staff would have permitted it to be conveyed without a payment?
I'm sorry, I'd have to go back and look at the original agreement, but generally when an agreement like that where we're just conveying the property, it would have all been built in there. And if we were going to also contribute dollars to that in addition to the project as well as land, that usually would have been outlined. I guess we could have done an additional grant, but looking at the entire scope of the project, that grant dollar would have been substantial, and it probably would have come back to the board at some point.
One final comment.
And did you want to hear from the client or from the owner?
Yeah, just one final thing before we hear from him, if you might grant me that.
Of course.
The fact that we're sitting here taking another look at this right now, I think these questions are coming up in my mind because it's so far detached from when we originally approved this and the conveyance. And so I think that these things become legitimate questions that we should be asking now, that, because we did convey this at zero cost, and presumably when they bid on this, and they bid at 15,000 or whatever, they knew that the roof needed to be replaced. And here we are, as I said, 5 years later, and we still don't have, it's not in operation. So I'm looking forward to hearing from the owner as to how much progress has been made, and hopefully this is well underway and we can see this thing come to fruition.
Yes, Commissioner. To answer your question, the
Please
delays.
state your name for the record.
I'm sorry, Stephen Carlson with Skunk Works LLC.
Thank you.
To answer your question, the delays are from last year are because we failed 4 reviews, basically. And they were from minor things. We had a door drawn the wrong way on one of them. And for someone in my position, I have all the contractors for this are all individuals. It's not under one house. So if a door is drawn backwards by accident, then we have to wait until the complete application has been denied before we can revisit it, get the new drawings done. And it has to go through each discipline, and they all just take a great deal of time, unfortunately. And so that's how time has just elapsed like that.
Thank you. Any other questions? Commissioner Ward?
So what's your scheduled timeline of when you want to get in there and when we can enjoy a beer at Strangelove or Skunk Works? What are you going to call it?
TBD. The timeline, like I don't have a lot of faith in timelines anymore, hearing from other people. Just because when I built the brewery, it took me 2.5 years to build that. I expected 6 months. So I'm not a great source for this. I've been told by my current contractor, though, that this should take far less than December to get to. So if he's correct, it should be a few months before the place gets a CO, and then we would open immediately after that.
Follow up.
Please.
I'm trying to have faith in you, Steve.
I
And
understand completely.
Just let me finish. So, I mean, to me, it's the outlook is, I thought there would be 2 businesses, Skunk Works and Strangelove. Skunk Works is now closed, and luckily, because of the interest in design and interiors in Northwood Village, someone else has moved into that space. So it's not vacant, which is making me happy. There's more going on. But I have, I want to have more faith in what you're exuding to me, because we want this open, and it was a fun business, and people really liked your business. So I am trying to have faith in you, but I won't have it anymore if you have to come back again.
Look, I don't want to come back either. In fact, if this doesn't turn out by December, you can have it back.
Well, let's
I'm
not
pretty
hope for that,
frustrated
but
with this.
Steve, my recommendation would be that if you start to see more delays, that I'm guessing you speak with the CRA staff often, but please let us know so that we're not caught off guard if that does in fact happen. But
I will.
here's hoping that it doesn't.
Thank you.
Thank you. Another question? Yep, Commissioner Peduzzi.
So I heard you say something, and I don't know if I misunderstood, but you said that you had like multiple contractors. Do you not have a general contractor?
No, I do have a general contractor, but the architect is one person, the MEP is another, and the structural is another.
Okay, so you do have someone that's organizing this whole endeavor.
Yes, sir. I'm sorry.
Okay,
Yes, if that wasn't
perfect.
clear,
Because I thought I heard something else, and if I could just one follow up. The timeline, I mean, how much would you say percentage-wise, where are you now in this whole, in the grand scheme of things? How
I was
close
there,
to completion?
I'm sorry. I was there yesterday, and they have made, in my opinion, great progress for 1 month. They have completely cleaned up the roof line. They've cut all the trenches in the foundation to run the new plumbing. The new plumbing is installed. They're just making really, they've knocked down a few of the key walls. They've excavated the back of the place where we're going to extend it. And for a month, from my view, that's pretty good progress, and that leaves a lot less to do. So.
And do you foresee any problems? Do you foresee any problems with financing this to completion? Because I know that these are expensive repairs that you're making. Do you have the financial wherewithal to see this to fruition?
I do.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions, comments? I'll entertain a motion.
All right, Steve, I'm throwing my faith at you. I move to approve resolution number 25-24.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion has been moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, Thank you, board members. We have a number of public comments. I'm going to move through them quickly so that we can get everybody in. These are the individuals who indicated that they do not wish to speak, so I'll read them into the record. My apologies in advance if I mess up your name. Sky Sherman Nosbish, I do not wish to speak. Let jet ride stay in downtown West Palm Beach at the public docks. This provides the average non-boating owning resident the opportunity to enjoy our waterfront. Do not take away our rights to easy intercoastal access. Brianna Walther on North Olive Avenue. I would like for jet ride's downtown WPB location to reopen. It is an asset to the area, encourages locals to enjoy the downtown waterway. Michael Barashek of Boynton Beach. I recently joined Jet Ride, a very big fan of the ability to be on the water without owning a boat. The members are respectful. It is good for the city to give people a West Palm Beach location. Save Jet Ride. Latrell Robinson of Emerald Vista. Jet Ride has become a huge part of the West Palm Beach community. It is sad to hear talks of this location closing. Jet Ride strives to be more involved every day. I, as a member of the community, would love to see Jet Ride stay around for many years. I have actively been involved in their efforts for 4 years and would love to bring joy to the city of West Palm Beach. We truly hope you reconsider having Jet Ride at the West Palm Beach public docks. Save Jet Ride. Shannon Bloom of Wabasso Drive, please keep Jet Ride in West Palm Beach. We enjoy all the great sights and amenities West Palm Beach has to offer. Gerald Meets Jr., I have been a resident since 1987. We used to have the library, and now we have a wonderful waterfront. We can see the water, but with boat rentals, we could use the water. We have friends and relatives that visit to go out on the boat and catch lunch at Bradley's or a cone at Sloan's or the mornings at the Green Market and shopping in the afternoon. Basically spend the entire day on the waterfront. Now we are back to driving by it. Debbie Meets, I live near downtown. Of Graymont Drive. I live near downtown and only recently began spending more time and money in the downtown area because of boating. You will lose a lot of business by taking it away. Plus, we bring people from further away. Preston Kemp of Wabasso Drive. This is not acceptable. For what reason are we being kicked out of the water docks? Why? Joel Walker of Portofino Way. Removing Jet Ride from West Palm Beach not only removes access to the water, but removes any possibility for locals to make memories with family and friends. Keep West Palm Beach local. And Saran Ramanan of Commodore Court, please allow Jet Ride the opportunity to discuss keeping our downtown location. Jet Ride membership is open to everyone, meaning everyone gets to enjoy our beautiful waters, not just the privileged few. Yeah. So we have just under 20 minutes left, and we have 9 cards here. To allow everyone the amount of time to speak, I'm going to ask that we limit our time to 2 minutes instead of 3 minutes so that everyone will have some time to speak. If you choose not to speak, you can stand up, say your name, and state. Just so we do have a time certain that we have to end this meeting and start the commission meeting. So I will call a few names if you want to start lining up. Evan Bell, Travis Zalesko, and then Kay Hill Bond over here, and Ellie Richmond. So we'll start with Evan Bell on this side, please. And then after that, Travis Zalesko. And please state your name and your address for the record.
Yeah, Evan Bell.
Yes.
Evan Bell, 316 Wildermere Road. I am an employee of Jet Ride, and we've been trying to collaborate with you guys as much as possible and trying to just find a path forward and how we can continue to provide access to all of our clients here in West Palm Beach. I'll be extremely brief with this, but we're really just trying to find a way forward for all of us. So that's really the gist of our whole thing here, is if we can just have a good back and forth and some sort of open line of communication with you guys, we're really looking forward to collaborating with you. So thank you.
Thank you. Travis Zalesko. Oh, Commissioner Fox.
I'm sorry, I don't want to interrupt. I know we have a very short amount of time, but assuming that everyone is here to talk about Jet Ride, I feel like maybe our city attorney could give something for the record before everyone leaves, because it's my understanding that we have the city has a lease with the state, and the state is not permitting us to have Jet Ride going forward because all of the docks need to be on a first-come, first-served basis and free to the public, which Jet Ride being a membership organization, that does not fall under the lease with the city. And so the state was penalizing us, and I understand that maybe even fining us. And so I know if you're all going to be speaking about this, I just want to make sure that it's on the record that it wasn't the city trying to get rid of Jet Ride. I love Jet Ride. I've gotten so many calls and emails from downtown residents, and I just want that to be clear before everyone leaves, if that's okay. Thanks.
Let's hear from public comment first so that everyone gets a chance to speak, and if there's time and that the attorney is prepared to do so, we can do so. So if you want to keep your comments short so we can allow time for her to speak too, that'd be great. But you do each have 2 minutes. Travis Zalesko.
All right. Good afternoon, commissioners, city staff, and fellow residents of West Palm Beach. My name is Travis Zalesko. I'm the founder of Jet Ride, a company proudly born right here in West Palm Beach since 2017. Since then, we've facilitated over 50,000 boating trips, helping more than 200,000 people, locals, visitors, enjoy our beautiful waterways from Peanut Island to the inlet and beyond. Jet Ride has built with one mission. It's been built with one mission, and it was to make boating accessible, not just for the wealthy, not just, but for everyday people. And that's the thing. It's a membership, but it's for teachers, it's for nurses, it's for retirees, it's for everyday families who love the water but don't want the burden of owning a boat. So West Palm Beach has always taken pride in being the city that values public access to its beautiful waterways. Years ago, residents stood against a marina plan that favored a few. In that same spirit is why we're asking to stay. We bring life to the waterfront. So over 1,100 residents have signed a petition asking to let us continue and reconsider removing their access to Jet Ride boats in downtown. These are your people who live, work, and pay taxes in West Palm Beach. We understand that there have been many breakdowns in communication. We're not here to blame. We're here to ask for a conversation and a path forward. We're asking for the opportunity to continue serving the community we came from. Jet Ride was born here. We love this city, and we want to stay. Thank you for your time and willingness to listen. And I guess just on a more personal note, we've really been working hard, and we've worked hard with the city since 2017. We do want to stay, and I think there's a way around what's going on with the federal waters.
Thank you so much. Cahill Bond, please state your name and address for the record.
Hello, my name is Khalil Bond, and I'm at 360 Gregory Road in West Palm Beach. And I'm here to support Jet Ride at the public docks. I've been a member for 4 years, and one of the reasons that I joined is because at the presentation, I learned that boat club members boat about twice as much as boat owners. And I actually find that to be true because I live near Olive, south of Forest Hill. So my neighbors, friends own boats. They have waterfront properties. They can walk outside and boat, and they choose to boat with me because it's just way more convenient. You show up, the staff is friendly. You might give a $5, $10 tip. If you don't, it's not a big deal. You leave. It's easy to even boat alone because you have so many people that can, tie up the boats for you. You're not responsible for gassing up the boat. I mean, you have to pay for the gas that you use, but you're not responsible for a trailer and getting into the gas station and all this good stuff. Let's see, I'm just looking at my notes. Oh, they have unlimited orientations, which I've been to many times. If you forget something, if you forget how to anchor, or if you having trouble tying knots, I brought my son here. He absolutely loves it. Every single day he is on his phone looking at high tide, low tide, sunrise, sunset, waves, swells, and all this stuff. When we have guests come in town, obviously we entertain on the boats. I'm an entrepreneur. My office is in City Place. I could walk over here. I've closed deals on these boats. I've invited clients on these boats. And I just want to express my support for Jet Ride. I think the business model of kind of time sharing with boats, it gives residents, literally thousands of residents, maybe hundreds of thousands of residents,
Thank you
the
so
opportunity
much.
to boat.
Thank you
All
so
right,
much for
I
your
appreciate it.
time.
Thank you.
Ellie Richmond, and then next up is Sam Arillo and Emmanuel Collins, if you want to come up to this podium. Please state your name and address for the record.
Hi, my name is Ellie Richmond, and I'm at 12155 US 1. I did want to read an email that we received from a member who is not able to come tonight. To whom it may concern, I am writing to express my strong support for allowing Jet Ride to continue operating its boat membership service along the downtown West Palm Beach waterfront. As a local resident and community member, I believe it is essential that our public spaces, especially our waterfront, remain accessible and serve the diverse recreational needs of the people who live, work, and visit here. Jet Ride provides an invaluable service that promotes responsible boating, increases access to the water for those who may not otherwise be able to afford or maintain a boat, and encourages a healthy outdoor lifestyle in one of our city's greatest natural assets. Their presence on the waterfront has made boating more inclusive and community-oriented, not less. West Palm Beach should be a leader in preserving equitable public access to the water. Removing Jet Ride would be a step in the wrong direction, limiting opportunities for local families, professionals, and visitors to enjoy our coastal resources. Furthermore, Jet Ride has demonstrated a commitment to safety, stewardship, and community engagement, setting a positive example of how private services can enhance, not detract from, public spaces. Our city thrives when we embrace innovation and accessibility. Let's protect local boating access and ensure the waterfront continues to serve the public, not just a select few. I urge the city leaders and decision makers to support Jet Ride and keep this valuable amenity available in downtown West Palm Beach. Sincerely, Adrienne Raptis. Thank you.
Thank you. Sam Arillo.
Good evening. Been a resident of Palm Beach County since 1955. Palm Beach High School, class of 60, with no distinction. This Jet Ride issue downtown, I realize, is a difficult one politically, but it does offer an opportunity for those city dwellers who have been boaters all their lives to remain active in the boating community. The state has just passed a comprehensive law, and it's doing away with derelict boats, people that anchor out and just have no procedure to avoid overboard plumbing and that sort of thing. And that's probably a good idea. But West Palm Beach is a magnet for boaters from up north that are going to go to the islands. Every year you can see them anchored out, ready to go. And it really makes our community kind of a magnet for those because we're the closest to the islands. Grand Bahama Islands is 52 miles away. Well, the state says you can't lease to Jet Ride. They have their reasons. Work around it. You have a lawyer. You know how they are. Well, we were told indirectly that part of the reason Jet Ride was asked to leave was because their presence along the seawall impacts the seagrass. Well, you know, the problem is the bottom along the seawall is clay. Seagrass doesn't grow in clay. So we really need to kind of do something to accommodate. The state has recently passed a law regarding the anchoring of boats and mooring of boats. And it's an effort to do away with the derelict boats, which we all encounter. Some of them don't even run.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for your time.
Okay.
Emmanuel Collins, and then up next is David Phillips, Jessica Fox, and Paul William Anechta. Please state your name and address for the record.
Emmanuel Collins. I live over at 2 City Plaza. I was the first person to move in that building over 16 and a half years ago. Having Jet Ride right here, I walk there. I don't have to get in a car. I don't have a speech prepared. But now I have to drive to Jupiter, drive here, boat all day, get back in the car, and hopefully I drive nice and safe home. But now, being here, you get up, you get off, I walk home, I take my dog out, it's beautiful. I'm really sad that I hope it comes back. I didn't realize it was a state thing. I thought it was a city thing. All I could say is that I belong to Holy Trinity Episcopal Church. I'm just going to pray that it comes back. I really don't have anything else to say, but we just love it. It's such a great thing for our city. It is the greatest city. I never want to leave. I never go back north.
Oh, we
I love
hope
it
you
here.
stay.
Thank you. I hope you guys can bring
Thank
it
you.
back. Appreciate it.
David Phillips. Is David still here? Okay, moving on, Jessica Fox.
Hello, my name's Jessica Fox. I live right here in West Palm Beach. I'm a proud resident, a taxpayer, and I work for Jet Ride Boat Club. I'm here today not just for myself or my family, but for many of the people that this decision has affected. Jet Ride has been a part of the community for years. We've had over 50,000 reservations go out, looking at Peanut Island and being able to enjoy our incredible coastline. We've made boating much more accessible and more affordable and safer for both locals and tourists. The locals and the tourists get off on our boats down at Flagler, West Palm Beach, right across from E.R. Bradley's, and go to E.R. Bradley's, Pistache, Grease, and all the other restaurants that are in that circle and down Clematis. If Jet Ride is forced out of the marina, we lose more than jobs. We lose a community resource, a way for families to connect with the water, and a local business that's already proven its value to the city. I respectfully ask you to reconsider. Let Jet Ride stay at the West Palm Beach Marina. Let us keep serving this city, growing the economy, and supporting families just like mine who are proud to call West Palm Beach a home.
Thank you. Paul Anetta?
Anchetta.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Coach William Paul Anchetta. I live at 201 Clearwater Drive. Thank you, Jet Ride, for your downtown convenience. I've been a member of 4 to 5 seasons today. Years. I enjoy sunrises, sunsets, my 2 dogs, my days off, special occasions. I share my photos on business Instagram, Service Dog 1973. I'm on my second round of rescue dogs. With my first, I ashed in the water off Peanut Island with the boats, as well as my father's ashes. God rest his soul. I enjoy boarding and snorkeling, reading books, exercising in the ocean, exploring in restaurants and intercoastal. I support too. I'm a retired combat wounded veteran, 1st Marine Division, Force Recon, United States Marine Corps, Devil Dog Sniper Division, deployment Desert Storm, and numerous other contracts. The peace Jet Ride boats gives me is irreplaceable for my life and happiness, for my health and well-being. 20 years I've served here in Palm Beach brilliantly as private security and estate manager, securities, House of Palm Beach, private personal trainer, and certified dog trainer. I love the professionalism of the employees of Jet Ride and their boats and staff. I enjoy living downtown and walking access to Jet Ride's fleets and boat location. Please keep this opportunity for me and West Palm Beach future tenants and members of the future of this up-and-coming new fresh amenity of West Palm Beach. I devoted my life and service to West Palm Beach and Palm Beach for the last 20 years. I love my city, especially Jet Ride, the peace it gives me and the opportunity, especially Jet Ride and the peace it gives me and the opportunity, and I enjoy the true beauty of our city in downtown intercoastal Palm Beach restaurants, West Palm Beach, Florida. Thank you for your time and service. Coach William Paul Anchetta.
Thank you so much for your service, Coach. And thank you, everyone, for coming out and speaking up and sharing with us how much you enjoy and utilize our waterfront. Commissioner Fox, thank you so much for bringing up that there are some details about this that we may want to share with the public. Attorney Rothenberg?
Absolutely. Thank you. Just first and foremost, I just wanted to make sure that the commission knows and the public knows that the city of West Palm Beach does not now nor never has had a contract with JetBlue, Jet Ride, and for use of the city's public docks. And as was mentioned, there is a city lease that allows us to have our docks there And things that the lease also requires is that, one, the city docks are not authorized under the submerged land lease. The state requires us to have all ships available at the city docks to be provided for free dockage for the general public on a first-come, first-served basis. Jet Ride is a public membership-only service, and the occupation of their entity on the city docks violates our lease with the state. That's the reason that we had to require that those, their use of the docks quit. In order to maintain our rent-free lease with the state, we have to abide by the state's terms, otherwise we give up that opportunity to have rent-free city docks available for city residents. The state lease does not allow any additional structures to be attached to its docks, and the continued use would violate the city's lease, and therefore we will not allow them to reattach to the dock under our existing lease.
Thank you so much. And while this is not an agenda item, I do appreciate the extra information that we've been able to have on this. I know that Leah Rockwell, our Director of Parks and Recs, is here, as well as those from our City Attorney's Office. If any members of the public have question on this, I encourage you to speak with them directly, and that we will continue to look into this as we are continuing to explore what can be done on our waterfront. And I do really appreciate, as I'm sure my colleagues do, all of the comments that were made today, and we'll continue to explore this further. At this point, we are adjourning our CRA meeting. Thank you so much.